First thing we do, I'll take roll. If I don't, remind me to take roll, because I'll get fired if I don't take roll, and sometimes I get going, doing stuff. So I took roll. Then we say the pledge. I know you say the pledge third period. I've always said the pledge every period because we live in the greatest country ever, because you are free to do what you want to do, to be as successful as you want to be as big a failure as you want to be, whatever you want to pick, you get to do that. But you don't have to say the pledge. I'm not going to force you to say the pledge because we're in America and you're free to not say it. I do ask you to stand to recognize I have the right not to say this pledge. You know what I'm saying? People that burn the flag, they're really saying, I wish I didn't have the right to do this, because you have the right to burn the flag. You're not going to get shot. You're not going to get arrested. You have the right to burn the flag, but you're really saying, I wish I didn't have these rights. You know, the flag represents America, which is perfect except for human beings. Human beings mess everything up that's ever happened. This system is great. We just can't handle it because you have to have maturity and responsibility, and we have none of that. So we'll say the pledge, and I have this flag up here. This flag was given to me by a former student who was in Iraq. He was in the Air Force, and this actually flew. Now it wasn't behind it. It flew in a jet, a fighter jet, on a mission, and they do this, and then people can take the flag. That flag flew over Iraq, so that's a real flag. Not that that's not a real flag. But that's a real flag, right? So we got that flag there. Texas is the greatest place ever. Other places are prettier. Other places feel way better. Like right now, Colton's waking up in Wyoming. It's probably 50-something degrees. It'll get up in the 80s. There'll be a cool breeze blowing. Texas doesn't have that. It is almost September. The Ers are coming. September is not any better than August, but September means October's coming, and that might be a little bit cooler than it is right now. So we got that to look forward to. Now, on the flip side, January in Texas is way better than February or January in Wyoming, because Wyoming has, and it's like 20 or 10. Or negative. You know, we don't have that. So, but Texas is the greatest place ever. We're the only state to ever be a country. And we wave at people when we drive. Not a little bit? Yeah. No, like they don't. That's how you know who the Texan is. If they give you that, they're a Texan. If not, they're probably from Oklahoma or somewhere like that. You know.
I always do.
Yeah. See. Now this flag is the greatest flag ever too. That's the coolest looking flag around. You know what I mean? The Texas pledge is stupid. For such an amazing place, but we don't do the Texas pledge except for third period. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, then we're going to turn to the Texas flag and give it a yell. Or yell out a great Texan's name. Not a great Texan's name. Right? You know what I'm saying? So just something, yeah, because that should be the Texas pledge. Yeah! That's way better than honor the Texas flag. That's just, that's the, when you do, I got a lot of things bother me. One thing is like when the pledge or the national anthem's going on, people do other stuff. That is not my time. That's not your time. That belongs to the people that earned it. Who's earned the Pledge of Allegiance time and the national anthem time?
Military.
People that have laid themselves on line so we can do what we want to do. That's their time. So whenever the pledge and the national anthem's going on, I think of the first scene of Saving Private Ryan. You ever seen that? D-Day. Y'all know about D-Day? You know those boats packed with soldiers and they hit the beach and it opened up? What did they know? They knew as soon as it opens up, I'm going to get torn to bits with machine gun fire. And they did it. And they kept coming and stepping over bodies. And the whole reason was so me and you could hang out in America and do what we wanted to do. So that's their time. So when you stand, do the pledge, just stand. Don't. No, I mean, just stand. That's their time. If you're going to the military, thank you, I appreciate it, but you're not there yet. Okay, after that, you can do whatever you want. You know, pick your nose, wave at people, whatever. After we do that, we're going to do the brainwash. I would say you're going to know this no matter what, but anyways, I started this 25 years ago, 23 years ago, and it just kind of grew. It didn't happen. I didn't plan it. It just kind of happened, and it started out way shorter than this. And every year, not every year. Last thing I added was I added something last year, and then added something the year before. Don't want to go over it and explain why each thing's there. God has given me many gifts and abilities. You all have stuff. You have talents. You have your puzzle piece. You may not know what it is. You might not like it, but you got it. You have stuff in you. It's your responsibility to use those, because if you don't use them, it messes the rest of us up. Right? If you don't put your puzzle piece in the puzzle's jacked up. It's your responsibility to use them and not waste them. My outlook on life is a choice, not a reaction. What does that mean? What's your outlook on life?
It's not set.
It's your opinion of what is happening. And that's usually based on your physical comfort level at the time. If you're having to do that, this is horrible. You know, if you don't get to do what you want, this is dumb. If your outlook on life is a choice, it is not a reaction. You get to choose your attitude. You get to choose how you feel about something. It might be horrible. It might be terrible. But if you can look past that and legs yesterday, this knee hurt. Some days, every once in a while, I'll have a good day and it doesn't hurt. This one hurt. But I pushed through it because I was wanting this more than I wanted the knee to be comfortable. Does that make sense? You got to have something that if you're looking towards something bigger than you, it's easier to not get as upset about the situation the way it is right now. Like this right here. You get to sit in a classroom for however many hours and do stuff you don't want to do. The purpose of that is to get you ready for later, when you have to spend the rest of your life doing things you don't want to do. And hopefully find something you do want to do. Even so, even with this, there's things I don't want to do. I have the opportunity this afternoon to speak to junior high boys and spend about an hour and a half with junior high boys. I would never pick that, ever, and I would never choose that. If given the opportunity, I will do anything but that. But I get to do that. And I'll do the best I can, and I'll smile, and I'll laugh, and I'll yell, but does that make sense? You get to choose how you react to things. You get to choose your outlook on life. I'll make my world a better place for myself and those around me. You have no control over other people. I cannot affect your day unless you let me. If you let me ruin your day, I can ruin your day. If you let me help your day, I could help your day, but you're in charge of that. You can't change other people, and we spend so much time being ticked and upset about the way other people are acting. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. You can't change them. You can change yourself. You can affect your little world, your little 3-foot area. If they choose to be affected by that, great. If not, you can't change that. You just do the best you can do with your stuff. I'll do my best not to make a comment out of ignorance. That was added last year after the gun guy. And I heard that all kinds of people got on there, and there was some picture of a guy walking around with a guitar. Idiots, can't you see this is not a gun, it's a guitar? Well, that wasn't the guy they were looking for, was it, idiot? You know, we make so many comments about things we have no idea about. And I blame the phone. Because now you have access to all this other stuff, and you don't. My wife gets to hear all this. I never get to hear it. Let's say we're in a football game, we're running the ball, and we're running the option. All right? Where we have a guy come in motion, and then the quarterback takes the ball, he looks here, and depending on what that guy does, he gives or keeps, and then we run the option out here. And somebody might see that, and that guy stays, so he gives, and then we miss the block here, and he gets tackled. And some idiot that knows nothing about the game has not come to one practice. He's not come to one coach's meeting. Has not watched film one time. Quit running the ball up the middle. Well, idiot, we're not running the ball up the middle. So shut your mouth. You know, we shoot our mouth off over things we have no idea about. Does that make sense? Don't make comments out of ignorance. Don't comment, you know, and this has to do with something else. The only fair in my life is Dallas in October and Decatur in the spring. One of the dumbest words or dumbest phrases you can ever say is, that's not fair. What does that mean? What do you really mean by that? That's not the way I wanted it to happen. Well, who cares? Does that change anything? It's not fair that he gets to do it. Who cares if it's fair? There's no fair. There's no such thing as fair. There just is. Right? This is the way it happens. Quit worrying about it. Deal with it. Move on. There is a fair in Dallas in October, although this year there's not. I like the fair, but it's expensive. It's hard to get to. And Decatur in the spring. Those are the only two fairs in your life. There's no other fair. So don't ever say that's not fair. That's dumb. I put House of Representatives up there last year after a student made a comment, and they were right. The House of Representatives is fair. The way we get people in the House of Representatives is one of the only fair things in life. We'll get to that in October. The world's not a satellite of myself. Some of y'all won't hear this. That's okay. The world doesn't care how crappy a day you're having. The world doesn't care how great a day you're having. The world doesn't give a crap about you. The world does not revolve around you at all. And some of y'all, all you heard was, well, because mommy told you you're the greatest thing ever, and whatever you know. Someday, it's kind of fun to see the person who has been falsely told that the world revolves around them get smacked upside the head by a 2x4 of life. That's kind of fun sometimes to watch that. I hope that doesn't happen to y'all. If you understand there's no fair, that the world doesn't revolve around me, life is a lot easier to handle. If you go through life thinking it's supposed to be fair and that the world does revolve around me, life is going to be miserable and hard. Does that make sense? I'll be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Do things right. Do the right thing. Come in and fix stuff instead of jacking it up. Or at the very least, don't jack it up. If you see trash on the floor, pick it up. When you walk into a room, now my desk is a wreck already. I come in, I have time to come in, teach class, and leave. So this gets to be a wreck. Does it feel good to come into a messy, cluttered area? Even if you're not a clean person, does it feel good to come into a room and it's orderly and things are put away and it feels better that way, right? Even if you're not a neat person, that still feels better. So if there's a piece of trash on the floor, pick it up. If you have trash in your car, wait until you walk by a trash can and then drop it in the trash can. Don't chunk it out the window. Don't chunk your McDonald's bag out your window into Coach Riley's yard. Take care of your business. You know what I mean? Do what you like to make your world the best you can. Don't make things worse because you came in the room. At the very least, don't make it worse. Just because somebody calls me a tree doesn't make me wood. And I had to spell doesn't that way because people were saying doesn't. And this is Paradise, Texas. We don't say doesn't. It's doesn't. All right? We don't have time. We work too hard to work hard talking. So you just doesn't. That's how. Right? Let's practice that. Everybody ready? Go. Doesn't. Doesn't. Okay. We're not saying doesn't. Doesn't. It's doesn't. That's 3 syllables. We don't need 3 syllables. Doesn't. It's just kind of one. You just kind of stop. You don't have to say it. Just kind of stop it. Doesn't. If I say, Jacob, you are the most intelligent guy I've ever met in my life, does that mean anything? That doesn't make that true or false. I just said it. What makes him the smartest guy I've ever seen before? Him being the smartest guy I've ever seen before. But me saying it doesn't make it true or false. If I tell J-Rod, J-Rod, you're the biggest idiot I've ever met in my life, does that make J-Rod the biggest idiot I've ever met in my life? No. My saying it has no bearing on reality. Don't give people power that they don't have. Somebody says stuff. There's people out there that hate me. I don't get it. I don't do anything. I just live my life and, I was an idiot. If an idiot calls you an idiot, you're doing great. You don't want an idiot thinking you're okay, right? If an idiot calls you an idiot, you're doing good. Don't put worth on what people say about you. Because it doesn't matter what they say, you are what you are. If they say you're great or say you're crap, it really doesn't matter. You are what you are, not depend on other people saying. We get so jacked. Somebody said you, oh yeah. Well, if they say I'm an idiot, then I act like an idiot. Who's right? They are. I will give my best because I expect your best. If you pay somebody to do a job for you, do you expect them to do the best they can? You need to do the best you can. You expect everybody else to do the best they can do when it affects your life. You need to do the best you can do because you're expecting them to do the best they can do. Stop being offended by things that don't concern you. I'm going to show you a little clip on this. I got this a couple years ago. I think they're in the Final Four. Oh, let me show you this. I don't know if I've showed you this. If you go to the school website, you go to high school, go to faculty, go to my name, and then this little website deal. This will pop up, and there's stuff on here that'll help that you can use. These little videos are in life. If whoever feeds you asks what's going on in school and you don't want to tell them, just show them this and let them go to town. Let me show you this. Now this is from ESPN. I don't watch ESPN because it's stupid. But this was something good that came out of ESPN. That's a news flash. Whoa, something good.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
I spoke about Tomism last night on the show. It was not a surprise to see it become a talking point on shows and on social media. This isn't about snowflakes or being soft. It is about a gigantic problem we have not only allowed to happen in society, but go out of our way to ensure gets worse. People seem to have a real issue when they're held accountable or if others are too harshly. We're so concerned with if anyone has had their feelings hurt that we lose sight of this fact. Life has a scoreboard. The world will be difficult, and we do nobody any favors when we coddle them to the point that they never hear criticism or hear a harsh word or have to face any adversity. Because when nobody in a job interview or negotiation stops to ask about your feelings and then you don't get the job or you don't get the contract, what are you going to do? Demand the world stop being mean to you? The college admissions scandal is a great example of this. They say you should prepare your kids for the path, not the path for your kids. You cannot eliminate every challenge or adversity they might face. Because if you do, what have you accomplished? We're so concerned with safe spaces and not saying mean things that when a coach gets on a player, it's seen by some of you as out of bounds. And that is insane to me. Is that the only way to get your point across? No. You can go about it differently. But you notice who didn't have a problem with it? Michigan State. Did you notice what seniors Cassius Winston and Matt McQuaid did? They told Izzo, we got this. Because they have a voice. They've been empowered in a family dynamic that occasionally gets volatile. Because there's a scoreboard and they're trying to win. You know who else didn't have a problem with it? The freshman who was getting the what for, Aaron Henry. His social media, as well as the accounts of past Spartans like Miles Bridges and Draymond Green and countless other Spartans, gave insights into why they didn't and don't have a problem with it. But that doesn't matter to people who don't really want context. They just want to be mad and be offended. So, be good and mad about how Tom Izzo yelled at his players. His players, past and present, have a rare loyalty to him. He doesn't have a transfer problem. He has the opposite. A bunch of four-year guys, the overwhelming majority of whom have gotten to Final Fours in part because of being held accountable the way he holds them accountable. You don't like it? Fine. Don't send your kid there. But stop being offended by things that don't concern you, because they're not.
Now, what happened was, this coach, in the middle of a big game, kid messed up, and this coach went nuts on him. Has anybody been to any Michigan State practices? I haven't. I don't know how things are done. I don't know what was supposed to be done. I don't know. And people that had no connection to that made all these comments on. Y'all make comments. I mean, y'all like the world. I don't make comments. I don't have this crap, so I don't need any of this. The world makes comments about things behind a screen, and it's safe. They know there's no repercussions. What he's saying there is, this team, it's like a family. If the coach punches the kid, slaps the kid, that's inexcusable. But a coach yelling at a kid, and maybe even, grabbing his jersey, not smacking his head, but talking really mean to him, or you might think was mean, that's between them. Don't be offended by things other people are doing. If it doesn't affect your paycheck, if it doesn't affect your life, if it doesn't hurt you. Now, mistreatment of people, that's a different. You kind of get what I'm saying. We spend so much energy getting upset about things other people are doing that really has no bearing on anything else. So, and then there's a chance you might get bacon today. I can have a bad day if there's a chance to get bacon, because there is a chance all y'all might get some bacon today. I don't like bacon. That's great. I get more then. See, I'm not mad that you don't like bacon. That's great. That's your loss. Bacon and air conditioning would solve a lot of terrorism problems. If you go to Iraq or Syria or Iran and opened up a tent that had air conditioning and bacon, there'd be a lot less people getting shot. How can you be mad and upset if you're eating bacon in the air conditioning? So, we're going to do the pledge, we'll do the Texas Yeah, and then we'll do the brainwash together. Okay? Y'all won't be able to do it very good. Y'all will be able to do it okay because you're right here, but after a couple weeks it'll go smooth. Okay? All right, ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah! Yeah! How many times were y'all told to be quiet? Quick, don't yell. You get to yell here. You got it? This is Texas. This is not Connecticut. Right? This is not Rhode Island. This is Texas. Right? So let's look this way. Justice for all. Turn. Ready? Yeah! Good job. And then we sit down. So I won't make y'all work. Do the best you can today. Right? God has given me many gifts and abilities. It is my responsibility to use them and not waste them. My outlook on life is a choice, not a reaction. I will make my world a better place for myself and those around me. I will do my best not to make a comment out of ignorance. The only fair in my life is at Dallas in October, Decatur in the spring. The world is not the satellite of myself. I'll be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Just because somebody calls me a tree doesn't make me wood. I will give my best because I expect your best. Stop being offended by things that don't concern you. There's a chance I might get bacon today. Okay, that's how we start. I'm going to try, I'm not going to say it's going to happen every time. I'm going to try to have basically what we're doing in the week up here. Sometimes I'll forget, sometimes I don't have time, sometimes this is just an overall basic hope is what it is. There's no guarantee we're getting to this tomorrow. If we ever have a chance to do good or a quiz, oh yeah, I gotta fix that. It'll be in red. And let's say I have a chance to do good, that's a test. It's a chance to do good on Wednesday. That's the earliest it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be Thursday. But I put it here just to make sure we're, you know what I'm saying? Quizzes. Quizzes are open notes. It's a test grade. This is the easiest class you're ever going to take. You would have to work really hard to fail this. You'd have to literally do nothing to fail. We do everything together. You ain't got homework. Y'all got work. Y'all got sports. Y'all got activities. Y'all got things going on. You ain't gonna have no homework. We're gonna do everything together in class. And you get to use what we did together in class on the quizzes. And then you get to show me what you've learned on the chance to do good. Okay? That's how that goes. We do little questions together. I only know one way to teach. And it's not the best way, it's the way it works for me. Other teachers have other ways to teach. Miss Carruthers has a great system. Works for her. I couldn't do that. I don't know that she could do what I do. But it works. And all this kind of stuff, it all works. But we'll do stuff together. Keep everything till the end. Because you get to use it on the semester review. Alright? Let me show you this. You need something to write on, something to write with, and something to put what you write on somewhere so you can keep it together. It doesn't have to be a big fancy notebook. It needs to be something you can either clip, and I do have a medieval torture device that makes little holes in the paper, or a folder where it can go in a little flap. But somewhere where you can keep government stuff with government stuff. So when we look at something, you'll know, there it is. You can pull it out and have it. Throwing it in your backpack, crammed up in your backpack, is not good organization. All right? You don't have to be organized. I'm not the most organized person. It is. Being organized helps you. You're organized, may not be someone else's organized, but you need to have it in the same spot, same place. That makes sense. So just something to write on, something to write with, that's perfect. That's fantastic. Something to write on, something to write with, and something to put all that stuff in. This is our little, I guess, fancy words, like not a syllabus. This is just the stuff we're going to do. It's our classroom. It's not mine. I didn't buy it. We're here together, so it's our place. I expect to gain or enhance the appreciation for historical or current events on your life. What is important about history?
It made today.
You learn about things people did that worked and things that people did that messed everything up. Hopefully we can copy the things that worked. Hopefully we can stay away from the things that didn't, that messed everything up. Every civilization had a rise and a fall. And they're all really similar. And the things we're going through now is exactly what the Roman Empire went through as they were collapsing. But we don't know that, and we don't care, we don't recognize that, because we don't know it. You know? Now, current events, things are happening right now. Those turn into history. That affects our life. There's things that go on, and I really want y'all, if you hear of something happening, let's talk about it. I heard that this country did this. What's going on? I heard the Democrats said this. I heard the Republicans said this. They're both idiots. Understand that. Democrats and Republicans are idiots because all they care about is themselves. There ain't a politician in Washington that really gives a whole lot about us. They care about them, their power. I'm a libertarian. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm all about the government leaving me alone. And if I have a problem, I got to deal with it. Republicans are supposed to be conservative, but they're not. They're not. And I'm more mad at Republicans than I ever am at Democrats, because Democrats do what they say. They're liberal and they want this, and they do it. They do it. Republicans are just like American Christians. They say they're this, but they ain't nothing like that. Anyway. That's opinion, based on what I know. But I want to pay attention to things that are going on, and you'd be surprised. There's a couple things we're going to talk about right now that's going on that later on is going to develop into something, and you'll have a kind of an understanding of it. And the more you kind of pay attention to it, the more you care about it, then it kind of builds on itself. Because y'all fix to go out there and have your wallet, right? And things are going to affect that wallet. And it's stuff going on around the world, and it's stuff going on in politics, and it's stuff going on in our country is going to affect your wallet. So you'll care a lot more about it. Gain or enhance your appreciation for our form of government. Why I put form there? And I say appreciate our government. Because our government's a septic tank. The people in government is a septic tank. Our form of government is fantastic, but the people mess it up. Whose fault is that? It ain't y'all's yet. It's the people's fault. Because we put those people in office. And we keep putting the same people in office. And they keep doing the same stuff they've always done. I can't believe we still have all this problems going on. Well, we put the same people in it. Completely understand our Constitution so you'll know when the government is cheating us or breaking the law. If we know the rules, my little brother used to buy baseball cards when he was about 5. They come there with me. Right. I would trade cards with him. He was about 5 or 6. So what do you think I did?
Give them bad cards or a good card?
I'd give him 5 cards for that one you got. Yeah. I gave him 5 nothings for like a Reggie Jackson. I knew the rules. I understood. So I can take advantage of him. We don't know the rules. We don't know how it's supposed to work. The Constitution is really about 12 pages long. That's it. There's 18 things Congress is allowed to do. There's 17 things Congress is allowed to do. The last thing kind of gives it. But we don't know what those are. We're going to know what those are when we leave here. Gain or enhance your ability to communicate your thoughts. I want you to feel comfortable expressing your opinions and what you know. Talking or writing, which is the same thing. If you're writing, you're just writing what you would be talking. So we'll have essay answers in here sometimes. Oh, no. We all talk all the time. That's the same thing. There's no, oh, no. Write like you're talking to me. My English teacher, that shock you. Spelling, I don't count off for spelling. If I can tell what the word is, it's spelled right. You know, if I can't tell what the word is, you didn't spell it right. So, anyway, I want you to understand what you think and why you think that. When I was 19 or 20, I voted in my first presidential election. I voted for Michael Dukakis. Up until now, the most unrivaled presidential candidate that's ever been. But I heard everybody saying we need to change. We need to change. The news said we need to change. We need to change. We've had 8 years of Reagan. We need to change. I go, yeah, we need to change. Let's go play ball. I didn't know why we needed to change. I didn't know what we needed to change to. I didn't know what was so wrong. I didn't know any of that. Yeah, I'm voting. How dangerous is that? I'm voting for somebody I have no idea. I just heard people. So I'm going to go. Voting is one of the most dangerous things somebody can do. Because if you don't know why you're doing it, you don't have a reason for doing it, you're messing the other person's educated vote. Educated vote doesn't mean you vote like me. Educated vote means there's a reason why you're voting for this, and it's a legitimate reason, not just, I hate this person. How do you know? You ever met that person? Anyway. Gain or enhance your acceptance of responsibility. I cuss in here a lot. Responsibility, discipline, consequences. I know those are cuss words today, but I go ahead and use them. I want you to accept responsibility for yourself. Life's easier if you do that. And I want you to gain or enhance your ability to succeed in life. I want you to leave here and go be a success. Nothing I love more. I don't like talking to people. I don't. But I do love seeing this summer. I saw some guy say, Coach Ryle, turn around. And there's Kyle Woolridge, who graduated in 2003. And his wife and his kids. And he was in town, he worked somewhere else, and he was telling me about his life, and everything was good and great. And I love that. I've only two times looked in the paper and seen one of my former students arrested for whatever. You know, I'm a failure. But I want to see y'all succeed in life. I want to have as much fun as we can. If you're having fun, I can fool you into learning crap. You know, if I'm yelling at you and it's like, you have to write that, you're not going to learn anything. These are, I'm not going to say rules, this is what we're going to do. Bring something to write on, bring something to write with, and bring your notebook every day. Notebook could be whatever. Okay, bring your stuff. If you're a carpenter, what do you bring every day? Your hammer. Okay, you gotta have a hammer, or else you can't work. Very rarely, I don't think y'all will forget your phones. Right? You always got that. And that's the most unimportant thing you got. No, I have to. You don't have to. No. Human beings went to the moon without a phone. So, I think we can survive. I want you to just participate. Play the game. Do what we do. It's not hard. None of the stuff we're going to do in here is like, this is the hardest thing we do. It ain't hard, is it? Ain't cleaning out a frac tank, I'll tell you that. We'll do everything together. We'll have time to get it done. If you're ever gone or absent, or if all this crazy crap's going on, I've got, and I don't know how y'all do this. I don't know. I've just heard it this year. There's something called Canvas we have to do. And I kind of figured out my end. I'll have all the stuff on there. But if bigger than that, I've got a YouTube deal, and if you go to this website deal and go to live, no, useful stuff. Just keep clicking to your YouTube channel. Push on that, it'll go to my YouTube channel, and it will have what we do in class. So if you miss something, it's on there. If you know, anything you miss, it'll be there. Okay? So, I guess that's bad news for y'all, because now you can't say, oh, I was gone, I didn't know. Yeah, you do. You know. Oh, I didn't check it. Okay, what's that? That's your responsibility. My oldest kid, he made a comment a couple years ago. He said, I hate being an adult. Being an adult is awful. It's horrible. You have to do stuff. And you make payments. and you have expectations and responsibilities. And being a 5-year-old is great. You don't gotta do nothing. You get candy every once in a while, and you get to watch cartoons. And, you know. Basically, the best part of your life is over. It's just hard from now. I'm halfway kidding, but that's true. Now it's just adult. It means bills, responsibilities, have to. Treat yourself and classmates with respect. That just means let everybody be what you want to be. You want to say some stuff, let them say some stuff. You don't have to like what they have to say. Don't give what they say power over you. Just people. You don't have to like everybody. Just respect everybody. You have a problem. All right, this one. Be in the room by the time the bell rings, unless you communicate with me. I really don't care if your butt's in the seat when the bell rings. I want you to take care of business. Okay? If every day you're 2 minutes late, that's not taking care of business. A couple of y'all have had something go on, and you talk. That's responsible. Hey, tell Coach Ryle I'm going to be late. That's responsible. That's being an adult. Every day, hey, tell Coach Ryle I'm being late. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys. Just be here when we get going. Don't play me. Okay? That's not being an adult. I promise I'm going to treat y'all like an adult. I expect y'all to act like adults. I'm going to treat y'all like an adult. Don't play me. All right? If you got a problem, let me know. If something's going on, it's none of my business, so you don't have to tell me, but tell me that something. If you're in the hospital all night and you didn't get any sleep, come in and tell me. So I'm not, wake up! I mean, let me know what's going on. You don't have to give me details. Just let me know what's going on. That'll help me and you figure things out. Okay? Leave baggage outside. Saturday was a bad day for me and Little Titan. I don't know what was going on, but it was bad. All right? Let's say that was a Sunday evening. And I come into class, and I'm ticked and tired and mad. Is that y'all's problem? Is that y'all's fault? No. So I don't need to blame y'all for something he did. Girls, I'm not the one that didn't call. So don't blame me for that. All right? Here's what else humans do. We drag crap from over here. We walk through the cow pasture with white shoes. That's dumb. And then we show up at somebody's house, and they have brand new white carpet, and we walk in their house wearing the shoes that we just walked through the cow pasture in. What do I mean by that?
Dragging your crap.
We drag crap from over here into this place that doesn't have crap, and now it's crap. Do your best to leave crap where it is, and don't drag it everywhere, because then everywhere is crap. Does that kind of make sense? I know that's hard. It's easy to say when it's not bad for you, but try your best. Let's leave these problems here and leave those problems here, and let's deal with what we got here and give everybody a chance, and you know. Anyway. No food or drink in classroom. Now, I told y'all I'm gonna treat y'all like adults, right? I only got so many bend overs left in life. I don't know what the number is. I think the number is probably, I'm hoping in the 4 digits. Someday it'll be in the 3 digits. Someday it'll be in the 2 digits. Someday it'll be in the single digits. I don't know when that'll be. I don't have time to pick up y'all's junk off the floor. Be responsible. First period, if you want to bring some food in here, fine with me. I don't want to have to deal with it. Does that make sense? So don't leave any trash. When you spill, not if you spill. When you spill, pick it up, clean it up. You know what? If it's not water, you have to get a wet rag and clean everything up, and then go get another wet rag and clean that. I mean, that's a lot of work if you have something that's got junk in it that's not water. So I'm not going to tell you can't bring food in here. I would appreciate Coach Rod, but sure. That makes sense? Don't play me. All right. What about this one? We really don't have late work because we do everything together. If you're okay, let's say I have you're here Monday and Tuesday, and I have Thursday as a chance to do good. And you miss Wednesday. I'm not here to trick y'all and gotcha. I'm not here to do that. I want y'all to learn stuff, especially this stuff we're doing. I want y'all to leave here with it. I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. But if you knew something was coming up, it's your responsibility to be ready for it. Okay. Usually, what I'll do is that if you're here Monday, Tuesday, you have a chance to do good Thursday, and you're not here Wednesday, I'll usually give you a day or so. But most times that won't help you because you're not going to study, right? And it's farther away from when you're, you know what I mean. But I'm here to help you. I want y'all to do the best you can. But I'm not here to trick you or play you or whatever. This is a big one right here. We're going to follow school policy. This one right here. We will be focused on the matter at hand, not on time wasters. What's a time waster? That's a time waster. Okay? If something important is happening, and very rarely are y'all using your phones for something important. But if there's an important thing going on, Coach Rawl, I've got to take this call. Coach Rawl, I need to sit. Right? Yes. Go ahead. The answer is always yes. Why is it always yes to that? Because you're being responsible. You're not building a mountain with your backpack or a purse or books and you're going, thinking you're being sneaky or something. Okay? That really, really ticks me off because you're telling me, I don't give a crap what you have to say. This little Minecraft game or whatever garbage y'all are doing now is way more important than what you're doing. If you can't handle, number one, I think we're still not supposed to have the phones out at all, right? There will be times where I say, get your phone out and do this. Or we're finished. As long as you don't affect my life, you can do what you want. But when we're doing stuff, we're going to do stuff. And y'all can't handle having the cocaine out there on the desk. You can't. You have to, you know, if it's there, you're going to start sniffing it, right? So put it away. If you can't handle it, and I know some of y'all can't handle it because you're addicted. I'm going to have this box out here, and if you want to put it in the box, it's fine with me. Okay? But don't tell me what I have to say is not worth a crap, and you don't give a crap what we're doing. Because that's what you're saying when you're doing this. And don't be the sad, build the mountain and try to hide, or the guy that's really interested in his right thigh for some reason. You're not fooling anybody. And you're saying you're an idiot, right? You don't know that I'm really like, yeah, we do. We all know it. Everybody knows. Let's see. Anything else? Keep all your stuff to the end of the semester. We'll use it then. We're not having current events quizzes anymore, but we want to talk about
Teachers, pardon the interruption. At the bell, the following students need to come by the office: Lane Utley, Grace Gardner, and Caleb Bond. Thank you.
This is my wife's phone number. I don't have a number. If you need something, if something's going on and it can't wait, go ahead. I haven't really asked her permission, but go ahead. Here's my email address. Might take me a while to get back to you, but I'll do my best. I do get up. I leave the house about around 4, between 4 and 4:10, and I get back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday around